Hello, 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 gorgeous ladies of the It Girl Global. Kelly Schmallenberg here, your feminine powerhouse coach, and I'm so excited to be on here. As you're hopping on, please say hello. I'm just opening up the thing here on the phone so I can check out your comments. So as you're hopping on, say hello. Let us know if you're watching live and where you're watching from, and tell us what your vibe is. If you're watching the replay, hashtag #ItGirl. And I've got us all set up here. Perfect. And I am so excited. So we're a couple minutes early, which is awesome because I'm usually a couple minutes late. So yay, that's a win. And so excited to introduce you to this incredible woman. I had the pleasure of getting connected. And honestly, like, you're gonna love her story. But if you have a dream that you've always wanted to do and you think maybe it's not for me, or maybe it's not the right kind of industry that I should get into, if you're a mom and you want to build your dreams and really go for what you want, this is the woman you want to connect with. She is incredible. She's a DJ, which I think is pretty cool. And she's going to share with you all about what she's about. So Michelle, thank you so much for coming on here today. We couldn't be happier to have you here, and I would love for you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Thank you. I'm Michelle, DJ RunDat, Michelle Miller. I'm a mom of two and a little bit of a serial entrepreneur. I started my entrepreneurial journey when I was pregnant with my daughter 14 years ago. I started my clothing line, Royal Roots, and it was my way of staying in the music scene without having the mom guilt. So I started setting up booths at concerts and festivals and reaching out to my network and setting up shop wherever I could. And that was just the way I could be where the reggae was, really, because that's what I was all about before having kids, was going out to reggae clubs. So I found a way to do what I love while make money. And since then I started DJing, which was a lifelong dream. And when I met my husband 11 years ago, he gave me my first lesson. I followed him around for years, and then I started going out on my own and throwing kid parties because my daughter wanted to go to the parties, and I found this need in our community for children's dance parties. There wasn't anything to do, especially in the winter, for the kids. So I think it's really important to expose them to music and dance at a young age. And then from there, my business just like organically grew and took off, like from private parties to actually opening up for big artists like Shaggy, playing festivals, weddings, like you name it, I've done it. So then I was like, okay, well, I want to share everything I've learned with the world. And so I wrote a book about it, and I opened up my business coaching business online. And now I mentor other female DJs, moms, and actualizing their dream to be a DJ and actually make money from it. It's been really amazing.
That's so much fun. And I love that you are able to incorporate the things that you love, and your family is all a part of this, and you're able to really focus on building that dream life and not having to give up anything at home. And I think that's the most important thing that a lot of us as entrepreneurs kind of think about, is we're like, well, if we're building a business, then we don't have time for family, we don't have time for things we enjoy. So like being able to just really incorporate the two, I think is incredible. So I know you've got some big things happening, and what kind of though really brought you into wanting to be an entrepreneur and wanting to do this?
Yeah, so I value freedom. I value fun. I value family. And, I just had a lot of ideas. I guess I'm a visionary. So I had a lot of ideas, and I knew that music had to be a part of it. And, when I was asked, what do you want? What lights you up? I was like, music. you know, bringing people together, having fun, you know, being able to have that freedom to work with my family, also having a role. Like I loved supporting reggae concerts, festivals, reggae DJs when I was in my early 20s, and I would pass out flyers. I started promoting because I wanted to be involved. Also, it was expensive to go clubbing and go to concerts, so if I was promoting, I would get in free. And I just felt like I had more of a purpose there, and I was giving back. They were giving me this amazing music experience, and I got to play my part. And so for like one of the biggest festivals I've gotten to be a part of, Reggae on the River, when I was a teen, I would stuff envelopes in the office as a volunteer, and I worked my way up to selling my clothing there, DJing, and actually emceeing, and being a ticket outlet, and like all these different roles. So I just like to be involved. So being an entrepreneur and choosing the path that I have chosen with music and clothing, just it really all blends together. And for me, it's like, how can I take these things that I'm passionate about and put them all under one umbrella? And that's a bit of a challenge, and juggle family and fun and time for my friends and time for me and time alone. So I mean, it's something I've gotten really good at. People are like, I don't know how you do it all. I'm a good delegator, and I do make sure that like time for me is in that equation. So, you know, just wanting to be my own boss really, and having that freedom of like, I get to choose when and where I work, which has been like my biggest blessing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that you're touching points on like, you knew music had to be a part of it and you knew what was non-negotiable for you, really. Which I think is important when you're passionate about something and when you have something that you really absolutely love. Why not make that a non-negotiable and just bring it into whatever you're doing? So many people, like I have so many women reach out to me and go, I don't really know what I want. So if you're struggling with what you want and what you want to do, then maybe take that pointer and say, okay, so what's one thing that I would love to be involved in what I'm doing? And you know, because you can make money with anything, right? It's
Yeah.
easy. It's everywhere. So how did you really come into finding your passion for music? I know you said it's been a part of your life forever and you love reggae and you love all that stuff, but how, like, what kind of inspired you to really get into music and enjoy this kind?
Yeah, you know, I think it has always been my medicine, my outlet. Like, you know, growing up, life wasn't easy at all. But I always had my headphones. I had my Walkman. My dad had a record player. I'd play records with the headphones. He's like, I would listen to Madonna and he didn't want to hear that. So, but just knowing like the feeling that music gave me. And then as soon as I discovered the reggae clubs, I was just like hooked. I was hooked, and I had to go put requests in, like, I want to hear my favorite artists. And, you know, always being in control of the music, collecting music. As soon as music went digital, my collection grew super fast. You know, like I have a vinyl collection, but it's small. But as soon as it went digital, my collection is just huge now. You know, 50,000 songs. So, you know, just always having that idea in the back of my head, I wanted to DJ. Even my neighbor giving me turntables in high school. I went to Jamaica when I was 18 to buy records, and I actually ended up getting set up and robbed at knife point. Thank God I made it out of Jamaica. And I've gone back 3 more times, you know? So like, it's just something I wanted. And, you know, my mom was a Deadhead. She loved the Grateful Dead. And Jerry Garcia even gave my auntie away at her wedding as a kid. So it's just like, I think a little bit of it was in my blood. And then it was just around, and I used it as medicine, you know, like you can just kind of free your mind and get lost in the music. And then the feeling that it gave me. And then once I found that reggae community, it was like this underground community, because reggae wasn't mainstream. It's still not very mainstream. And so all of that bundled together. And then when I met my husband 11 years ago, he gave me my first DJ lesson, and the rest is history.
That's so amazing. And I mean, like, so I studied music growing up as well. It's huge in my life. And it is literally that universal language as well, where we can all connect through music. And I think that's so amazing, the fact that you found that it was your medicine and you found that it was able to help you through these situations. Because really when we find that one thing that can help us through, it really makes that huge difference. And for a lot of people, it is music. So like, how does it feel to get up and do the DJ thing? Like, how does it feel? Is it exciting? I'm feeling the energy from you. So I'm like,
Yeah, it is exciting. And there's nerves that still show up, and I've been doing it for 11 years. There's a lot of nerves in the beginning. It's all new, like anything new. But with the more experience I get with it, the more confident I got, and the more I was able to relax, let loose, have more fun. And that's been a journey and a process of its own, of just like, my friends said in the beginning, I've never seen you so serious, Michelle. Like I said, because when you're DJing, you were thinking the whole time. You're like, what song is on? What song's next? Where am I cutting that song and entering the next song? And how am I going to mix these songs? And is it going to fit? And then you're like, oh, what's the crowd doing? And you got to read the energy of the crowd and all of that. But once, that all comes with experience. And now at this point, like I just have more fun with it. By the end of the night, I'm on the microphone singing along, and I'm dancing and I say silly stuff, and it's like interact more with the crowd, and you can see more of my personality, like my true authentic Michelle, DJ RunDat, like she comes out. Like where in the beginning days, it was more just like this serious person that you had never seen before. But yeah, it feels really good. It feels really good. It's a ton of fun, super rewarding. Like when you look up and you just see everybody just like loving it. Like I had one of my first encores last year, and it was just, the lights had come on and I was playing Sunflower, and it was just like vibes. It was amazing. Yeah.
that sounds incredible. I mean, the vibe in front of those people is probably just next level, because everybody's out there having fun and enjoying and dancing and being like all up in that energy. So I can only imagine like what you feel being up on stage, getting to do that and having fun. And I mean, it takes so much talent to do that as well, and so much practice. So congratulations on everything that you've got going on because of that. And I love that it's inspired you to help other people to go after their dreams. And so what brought you into the coaching industry as well, to really inspire and help women step into that role?
Yeah. So I had hit a point a few years ago where I was feeling a little lost myself. I had a brick and mortar store and the economy was crashing, and I was feeling super burnt out, and my kids were still young and they were sick a lot, and I was DJing and I was just doing so much. I mean, I would screen print my own clothes, and I would, do every aspect of the business, marketing, sales, run the shop, juggle the kids, sports, all of it. And I found a business coach. She was referred to me, and I just took that leap of faith, took out a car loan and hired her. And I didn't even know what a business coach was. I didn't really know what I had signed up for, this group mastermind. And I started learning about the coaching industry, online marketing, which was relatable to my business, like businesses, marketing and sales, and how I could take that business online. But what I realized after being with this coach for a while was that, I just was not passionate about clothing anymore. And what really lit me up was the music. So she helped guide me in how to take take this business online or how to market online and how to share everything that I've learned with other DJs and make a bigger impact. And I'm really passionate about getting more females in the industry, and moms, like moms can do it. If I could do it, you could do it. So building out digital courses and writing a book and offering, strategy calls and, just putting out value content all the time, how they can start their own DJ business, how they can start getting paid. So I just got really fired up to start this movement, the mommy DJ movement, and get more women in the industry and share everything that I've learned so it could be easier for them. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's so amazing to do, because it is a very male dominant industry, and to really rise as a strong, powerful woman who is owning your talent and owning your abilities to do this, and helping other women to do the same is just it's absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
So I know we're going to cut off soon, but you've got some big stuff coming up. I mean, you've made some massive moves, and I think just to point out too, having a coach is so important. Having a coach is so important because it's that person that you can do sounding board to. It's that person who's going to help you push yourself to that next level. And, finding that coach that really sits with you is important. And I'm so thankful that you found yours, because it's helping you become that coach for other women as well. I know I message my coach all the time and I'm like, whoa, but and it's really important to be able to lead yourself through this process. But you've led yourself through this amazing process, and now look what you're doing and look where you're going, and tell us a little bit about what's coming up for you.
Yeah, so crazy things have happened this year that I didn't ever really imagine. So a little over a year ago, I self-published my book, How to Start a DJ Business. You can find it on Amazon. I actually would love to give you a free copy of it if you go to my website, djrundat.com. And so I followed the strategy that my business coach was presenting us, and I wrote this book, and then I wrote my press release, and that day I finished my press release, which took me months. It only took me 8 weeks to write the book and publish it, but it took me 4 months to do the press release. I don't know. So that say within 24 hours, I got a message from Mobile Beat magazine, and they wanted to feature me in their magazine and do a book review. And that was awesome, because I was looking for press and wanting to get featured in media. That was my next step. And then a few months later, they invited me to speak on stage at their big DJ convention. So that's what I'll be doing March 16th in Las Vegas. It's called Mobile Beat. And it's more than 1,000 DJs, industry leaders will be there, and I will be presenting on how to go from a hobby to a legit booming business. And I just never really thought I'm going to be speaking at the biggest DJ convention, or I'm going to be a best-selling author. These things maybe it crossed my mind, but it wasn't written in the plans. So the universe had a whole nother plan for me, and it's been amazing. And, I have the Facebook group with almost 1,000 female DJs where we all get to connect and support each other. And just building this community of female DJs. And I started the online show, the Queens on Deck show, where I interview female DJs from around the world. And that's just connected me with all these just amazing women. And so everything's really exciting right now. Unbelievable opportunities from following the strategies that I've been learning for the last 4 years with my business coach, and that I now teach.
That I love it. And you are a perfect example of when you're living in alignment, the universe literally sends you everything you need. Yeah. Right? You live in alignment, you live your passion, and you're happy and enjoying life the way it's meant to be, and everything just falls into place. Sometimes it goes a little faster than expected, and it can get a little scary, but that's okay, because it's just doing the thing. If you want to do it, do it. So
yep.
So Michelle, can you please put your links in the comments after we jump off? And thank you so much for that incredible gift of the book for these amazing women. Like, that's just incredible. So in the website, you said you can download it?
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you're not interested in being a DJ, like it's super valuable information that you could apply to any business. And a lot of it is my story, my journey, I've heard it's really inspiring. So it's good for anybody.
Awesome.
I
Yeah,
hope you check
having
it.
that feedback's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me. It was great to connect with all of you, and I look forward to staying connected.
Yes, of course. And thank you so much for coming on. I know these ladies are going to just be so in love with you. I mean, your energy is next level. I love talking to you. I know we've had some great conversations. So, so incredibly grateful to be connected with you and have you as a part of my world now. And ladies, if you have any questions, any comments, or if you want to reach out to Michelle, please send her a message, comment on the video, go to her website, check her out. And Michelle, do you have any last kind of statements before we close out?
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking of one of my favorite mantras is you don't have to be perfect to be great. So just go for it. Whatever it is, if there's something you've been thinking about doing for a really long time, like for me, this was a childhood dream of DJing, but it took me maybe 20 years to actually start. So just do it. Stop waiting. Just go for it. Enjoy the journey.
Absolutely. Oh, that's so amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for coming on here. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I can't wait for you to get connected with the rest of the community.
Yay. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.